Hello there, fellow financial enthusiasts. Today, we boldly delve into the riveting world of, wait for it, accounting ratios. Okay, before you change the channel, I promise this one's a real page-turner. It's the operating asset turnover ratio. Think of it like a dance, a delicate tango between the assets a company owns and the money it rakes in. It's the financial equivalent of watching a room full of accountants try to do the Macarena. It's a beautiful mess. This ratio tells us how efficiently a company uses its assets to generate revenue. And trust me, in the cutthroat world of business, efficiency is sexier than a CFO with a winning lottery ticket. So buckle up, grab your calculators, and let's break this ratio down like a bad breakup. By the end, you'll be impressing your friends with your newfound financial prowess. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of the formula, let's differentiate between what's considered an operating asset versus a non-operating one. It's like the difference between your everyday dishes and your grandma's fancy china one you use constantly, the other you dust off once a year. Operating assets are the workhorses of a company. They're the tools, equipment, and resources used daily to keep the lights on and the profits flowing. Think cash on hand, the stuff they're about to sell, and the machinery making it all happen. It's the factory floor, not the CEO's private jet. Non-operating assets, on the other hand, are more like silent partners. They're not directly involved in the day-to-day grind, but still hold value. This could be investments, empty land waiting for a purpose, or maybe that collection of vintage Beanie Babies the CEO swears will be worth millions someday. Remember, folks, we're focusing on the workhorses, not the show ponies. Now, for the moment, you've all been waiting for the formula. Cue dramatic music. Operating asset turnover ratio equals net sales divided by average operating assets. See, not so scary, is it? It's like making a gin and tonic. Just make sure you measure properly. The net sales are straightforward. It's the revenue a company makes after accounting for returns, discounts, and allowances. Basically, it's the money they actually get to keep. Average operating assets is a bit trickier. You take the value of operating assets at the beginning of the period, add it to the value at the end, and divide by 2. It's like averaging your excitement level before and after a tax audit. Not exactly thrilling, but necessary. The beauty of this ratio is its simplicity. Divide 2 numbers and boom, you've got a snapshot of how well a company sweats its assets. Section 4. Higher numbers, happier investors, decoding the turnover tale. So what does this magical ratio actually tell us? In a nutshell, the higher the number, the better. A high operating asset turnover ratio indicates that a company is using its assets efficiently to generate sales. It's like squeezing every last drop of juice out of a lemon, except in this case, the juice is cold, hard cash. A lower ratio, however, could mean trouble in paradise. It might signal that a company has tied up too much money in assets that aren't generating enough revenue. Imagine a restaurant with a fully equipped kitchen but only serving 3 customers a day. Not exactly a recipe for success. Of course, context is everything. It's crucial to compare a company's ratio to others in the same industry. A grocery store, for example, will naturally have a different turnover ratio than a tech company. It's like comparing apples to, well, iPhones. Section 5, the art of the turnover boost tips from the efficiency masters. The good news is that improving your operating asset turnover ratio isn't rocket science. It's more like, well, it's not rocket science. Here are a few tried and true strategies. 1. Inventory optimization. Don't let your inventory gather dust like old trophies. Implement a just-in-time, JIT inventory system to minimize storage costs and reduce waste. It's like ordering takeout only when you're hungry, instead of stocking your fridge with food that'll eventually go bad. 2. Receivables roundup. Keep a close eye on those outstanding invoices, folks. Make sure your customers are paying on time. Offer incentives for early payments or implement stricter credit policies. It's like reminding your friend who borrowed $20 for coffee 6 months ago that you too enjoy the finer things in life. 3. Asset streamlining. Take a hard look at your assets and identify any that are underperforming or simply unnecessary. Sell them off and use the proceeds to invest in assets that will generate higher returns. It's the Marie Kondo method of financial management. If it doesn't spark joy or profit, get rid of it. Remember, folks, Efficiency is a marathon, not a sprint. Consistent effort is key to maximizing your asset turnover and keeping your investors happy. Section 6. Real-world ratios from fast food to faster cars. Let's take a look at some real-world examples to see how this ratio plays out in the wild world of business. Toyota. These automotive giants are the undisputed masters of IT inventory management. By receiving parts only when needed, they minimize storage costs and streamline their production process. It's like a perfectly choreographed ballet, except with more robots and fewer tutus. Apple. The tech titans are known for their sleek products and even sleeker supply chains. By outsourcing manufacturing and using dropshipping, Apple minimizes its need for warehouses and keeps its operating asset turnover high. They're basically the Houdini of inventory management, making it disappear and reappear like magic. McDonald's. Ever wondered how McDonald's churns out Big Macs with such speed and efficiency? They've perfected the art of just-in-time cooking, preparing food only after it's ordered. This minimizes waste, keeps ingredients fresh, and ensures that your burger craving is satisfied with minimal delay. These are just a few examples of companies that have mastered the art of asset turnover. By learning from their strategies, you too can boost your own efficiency and impress even the most discerning investors. Remember, folks, in the business world, efficiency is king or queen or non-binary monarch of your choice. Section 7. The last bite turnover wisdom to chew on. So, there you have it, folks. The ins and outs of the operating asset turnover ratio. It might not be the most glamorous topic at a cocktail party, unless you're at a gathering of accountants, in which case you do you. But it's a fundamental concept that every savvy investor should understand. By keeping a watchful eye on this ratio, you can gain valuable insights into a company's efficiency and its ability to generate profits. It's like having X-ray vision for businesses, allowing you to see beyond the surface and into the heart of their operations. So the next time someone mentions the operating asset turnover ratio, don't reach for the earplugs. Embrace the conversation, impress them with your newfound knowledge, and maybe, just maybe, you'll even have a little fun along the way. And remember, if your investment portfolio were a dance floor, you'd want the operating asset turnover ratio to be leading the conga line. That's our show. Please drive responsibly.